Hi pals, welcome to my channel. My name is Jules and I'm living life on a budget. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me on this video. I really do truly appreciate it. So I'm going to do my budget with me. What was I going to say? Yeah, I want to just say this book, although it is big, I just want to let everybody that's maybe thinking about buying the new book, know that it is actually, it looks like it's a lot bigger. It's not, it's exactly the same number of pages, but I think it's just the coil makes it look so much bigger. Like, you know, there's a whole big heap, and the pages I think as well in this one and the new one are slightly thicker, so it's bulking it up just a little, because I did get a comment saying it's pretty cumbersome, and I know it is, but for me it doesn't really move off my desk as such, so I'm hopeful that it doesn't really bother you guys too much with it being bigger. I did do a test on it to see did it smudge, and it doesn't. I mean, it does to a slight extent, but no more than what this book smudges. So the paper is absolutely fine. The permanent ink doesn't come through at all either. Obviously if you were colouring in and, you know, drawing big pictures and stuff, it maybe would then, but general writing doesn't come through, and it rubs out well. You can still see, well, you can do that with any page, but you can still see a little bit where the pen's been, but it's just the ink shadow that you always see. But yeah, so let's see, a slight smudge, but no more than what any other page with a, you know, because this has to dry off. It's kind of wet when it comes out, and then it rubs out okay. So for any left-handed people, it does smudge, but no more than this book does, which I'll show you when we get to that. So there you are, that's the new planner. I'm hoping to get the link up this weekend for the shop, so keep a lookout. But I will message those that have asked me to message. I will message as promised. So we're going to go in with the first week of October, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and be a little bit more mindful of all the pages. So obviously I saved this, but I didn't score it off, and things like that. So I know that people have been asking for like a slightly slower rundown, because I did obviously my video to explain the book, but just a slightly slower rundown of how the pages are used. But obviously you can use them in any way, shape or form you like, so I'll just be doing how I use them. So obviously monthly calendar, self-explanatory. I have taken out the positive quote and the motivate me this month. Honestly, I don't know why. I don't know why I did it. The calendar's just definitely bigger. It wasn't intentional. It's obviously just been an error on my part. But yeah, if it's something you want back in, I can put it back in for next time. But yeah, I don't know. I just ended up making the calendar bigger, so I've done a mistake somewhere. The calendar is completely undated. So the month's undated, the days of the week are undated, and also the numbers of the month are undated. So you can start it at any point. You can skip months and come back into it and just use the next sort of page along, anything like that. And I just use this like as a calendar. So obviously I've got a birthday on the 10th. Got nothing coming up in November at all, no events, nothing. November's gonna be a kind of quiet month, the only quiet month of the year. Don't really set goals, but you know, if you set goals, fine. And then I've got annual leave between the 11th and the 19th, so I'm going to do it off camera, but I'm going to like put a nice line through this so that I know this is my week of annual leave, and then, you know, things like that. So that's self-explanatory. I know some people use these pages to note their spending, what envelopes they've used, all that kind of thing, so use it whatever way you want. This page, I tried to write down things in it, but I just don't use it, so it's a bit complicated for me to do. But basically it's just an overview of your month, so you're not putting in your actuals, you're not putting in the actual money you've got. So, you know, I'm expecting my wages and, you know, things like that. So that's what you do with that. All your bills, so basically it would just be on that column, or any bills that you have in Why can't I find the page? Any bills that you have in this page to come out within the month, you would put in there, and then you total them up. So I mean, that's the only thing about this page is you don't total up your amounts. Gosh, you don't total. It's just giving you a tracker list. And look, I haven't even filled out that either. So that's also in the book, but I haven't even filled out that they've come out. I'm so bad. But I do use that page every single month when I'm filling out my bills. I do come to it and be like, right, I've got this one between this and then and that. So I do use it every single month, but I've just not been ticking off. That's bad practice. Cash envelopes. It's just sort of the amount of money maybe that you're putting away for anything that's in your purse. That was my thought process behind it. So it would be like fuel, groceries, spending, you know, that kind of thing. So if you always spend £100 on groceries, you put £400 in there, or £500 if it's a 5-week month. If you always spend 20 on fuel, then it would be like 80, you know, that kind of thing. Sinking funds used, so if you know you're going to go to the hairdressers, you've got the groom for the dog, you're going on holiday, so you've got your holiday savings, so that would all go in there, and what you expect to use. So it would be the amount that you've saved, basically. Any extra debt payments, so if you always overpay your mortgage by £50, if you always put an extra £10 over to your credit card, or, you know, things like that would go in here. And then on this page, you would have your sinking funds savings. So for me, like, I always save my vet fund £5 a month, £5 a week, so it would be £20 going in every month, you know, that kind of thing. So if you always do a set one, or if you put aside money for certain challenges. So for me, I always put £13 a week to Sophia's, so that would be like what, £52 a month going into that. If I was to always put £20 into Bethany's, you know, like that kind of thing, and just what your totals would be, just to give you an oversight of what money you need for what and where, basically. And then obviously need to remember anything in the month that you want to just remember. This page, obviously, I've started to fill out. So this is my budget week. So for me, it's week 40 of the year, week 1 of the month, and it runs from the 28th to the 4th, and it's the month of October. And again, I left this blank so that you could start it, excuse me, at any point. If you budget 2 weekly, you could use this, like just use 2 pages. I mean, obviously it's a bit of a you know, a bit of a waste to have 5 pages if you're only going to use 1 or 2. But if that's what you want, then that's, you know, what you want, and it's absolutely fine. So this is all the income that I'm expecting to come in this week. So I've got my rollover, which I've brought in from September, of £127.82. I've got my wage, so it came in early. And well, it came in, yes, on Friday, and my budget starts on Sunday, but I just put it in here so you can see it as well, rather than just doing a full rollover of whatever this amount will be. So my rollover is £127.82. My main wage is, I'm really sorry for yawning, £1,909.80, and then my second wage is £208.03. And then I will be getting interest, but I don't know how much that will be, because it will come in on the 1st and my budget's already started. So when that comes in, I will put it in the actual column and say I have miscalculated and I actually got paid more, or whatever. I didn't, because that's how much came in yesterday, but you know, like, you can put your actual column. If these are different, you can, you know, change them in here, and that's your actual money. So then it gives you an accurate, so you budget first, and that gives you an expected, and then you can go back and just check and see how well you did, and you could put your actuals in, and then that, you know exactly how much you're spending. So let's add these up. Let's just do it, we go along. So I've got 2245.65, and then as I said, if I just run my finger over that straight away, it does smudge ever so slightly, because this is a kind of erasable pen, and this is the same as on the, I think it actually smudges maybe just a little bit less on the other page, but I know that left-handed people have been asking, so I'm going to be honest. Book might not be for you, but then I'm not sure any erasable pen would work, you know, as I say. Nobody's complained about it so far on this pages, so I wanted to compare to this page, and it's no different. So hopefully that'll work for you guys. My bills coming out, we got £106 for council tax. We've got £400 of rent. I do slightly overpay that. And at the end of the year, I'm going to see how much I have overpaid, in the hopes that we're going to have a good amount, and I can maybe reduce it to the, you know, I would like to have a month's rent or maybe 2 months rent in advance, just in case. So 400 going in there. My car payment of 217.75. I've got like a long time bill from when I was like 19, something like that, and I pay £10 a week, £10 a month to that. I could up it, but I'm not going to, because I just don't want to. It's not a priority bill for me. They chased me long and hard for it. Petty plan £22.99, TV at £40.50, and my mobile at £41.03. So I'm looking to change my mobile, and I could get a new mobile phone for less. I think it'd be like £6 less or something like that. But I don't know if it's actually worth that, you know. I mean, I would be tied into a contract, but I'm tied into a contract anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I probably won't. I'll probably just leave it as is and just stick with that. I'm not far off my contract finishing anyway. And then I would want a new phone at some point, so I'm as well just to wait for that, and then maybe by the time, it'll maybe be next year, and I'll get the other new phone. There's nothing wrong with the phone I have, apart from it needs charging twice a day. Guaranteed. Yeah, I've just double checking that. So 838.27 is my full bills for this week, and I do have more bills that come out throughout the week, so they will be added in throughout the month. Sorry, they will be added in each week as they come out. And again, I suppose that would make this page quite good for you, because you would know that actually my bill total for the month is 1,000. So I've got another, you know, £170, £160, my math's shocking, that I need to budget for bills throughout the rest of the month. So I suppose that would help with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 836 away from here to find out what I've got left. So we have 2245.65 minus 838.27, which gives me £1,407.38 left to spend for the rest of the month. Now what I'm doing at the minute is I'm doing a £250 budget each week for my cash envelopes, my sinking funds, and my savings challenges. I'm putting some extra sinking funds in here because I don't have enough space, although I probably do now because I'm stopping some, but anyhow, it is what it is. But if you were doing just a general budget, you would like, this is what I need for my food shopping, and this is what I have left over. So for food shop, I'm going to put £45 in. That always seems to be working. Occasionally I might have to take an extra few pound out of maybe household or fuel or something like that, but very rarely, so that's working. Fuel, I'm going to put £30 in because I've still got over a quarter of a tank. I'm not really using it. Piper needs some biscuits, so I'm going to put some £10 in there for her. House is fine for the moment, so I'm not going to bother, and I'm going to put £10 into meals out. So I have got 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95 going into my envelopes in total. Yeah, 95. So then what I would do is I would take that 95 away from this 1,407, which would then leave me with 1,312.38. Okay, but because I'm not doing it that way, I'm just going to keep that £95 within my 200. But but that's what it would look like. But I'm also putting in an extra £150 over the £250, which I always do on the first week of the month, and that is for my 2025 challenge. So I've worked it out. I have £450 left to put into that challenge for it to be completed by the end of the year. So is that right? Yeah. So October, November and December, if I put in £150, then that will that'll be it completed. And I'm doing fine with Christmas as well, so I'm not going to worry too much about whether that £150 could be used elsewhere. All right, so £150 is actually separate from my 250, so I will be putting in 250 as normal for my cash envelopes, my sinking funds and my savings challenges, and then I'm putting an extra £150 in, so that's 400, and then I will put an extra whatever the weather challenges on the 1st of the month. I will put that in extra as well. Okay, so Soft's box and Bethany's budget box. Now I'm going to take out Bethany's budget box because this is money left over from the month of September, and I've still got my purse to empty, and there's money left over in that also, so I will have enough to do Bethany's budget box and finish that in my reallocation of that money. So I'm going to take Bethany's budget box out, and then I'm going to leave Soph's for now, and then we might just add in a bit extra. I'm not rubbing that out very well. We might just add in a bit extra to Soph's box rather than the 13 to I find it really hard because I'm trying to explain too much, I think. But yeah, so Bethany's will be completed with a reallocation, and then we might put extra into Soph's box and see if we can get that almost finished, because as always, in the sitting in the wings waiting, we have this box to do, and she is tempting me so bad with her new box that she's bringing out on the 1st of October. I have decided as well that I am going to do a spend in October on Etsy to try and bulk up my binders with other people's challenges. So feel free to message me if you have a shop and you want me to buy something from your shop. I'm not saying that I definitely will, but I just want to kind of get a bit more in. Because obviously I've got my old faithfuls, guys that have been around for a little bit, that I absolutely love. So I've got Bethany, Sophia, Little Moon Budgets, Abby. I've had Rainbow Budgets and Designs, and Natalie, and Cash But Cute. Oh dear, totally forgotten your first name, I'm so sorry. But there's a few others. I want to get some bits from Endless Budgets Designs, and I want to get some more bits from Bethany because I finished her box on this one. And I do have a challenge as well from Grounded Budgets that I'm going to bring in as well. I've got a few bits of hers, but I must have misplaced a lot of them, so I'm kind of finding them as I'm tidying and rearranging my room. So you'll probably see a few more bits from her coming through. So yeah, that's what I want to do. So I don't know where that tangent went, so let me know. So I'm going to leave this box for now. These binders I haven't written up in here. I'm not going to have a quick video. This is going to be a long video, guys. I'm so sorry. But I'm not going to write everything out. I'll do it off camera. But we know that this is money that is gifted to me, so we forget about that. And then I will spend that intentionally on something nice just for me. Hair and beauty we're good with just now, I think, because I do have my nails this week. But yeah, I'm good for my nails, and then we'll bulk that up. I keep meaning to organise a hairdressing appointment, but I think that'll wait till nearer Christmas now. Clothes and shoes is good. Piper's groom, I think she's in November, so I think we will need to put some money into that. So let's put £5 into Piper's groom. So £5 in there. And vet fund always gets 5. And health and well-being, it's got 5 in it. I'm alright for the moment on that one as well. So we're only going to be putting £10 into the love binder. So this page here is where I break down at least 6 binders. I only use 3, but you could use 6, or you could make them smaller. The boxes are quite big. But yeah, so I'm only going to be putting £10 into that binder. Bearing in mind I've only got £250 to spend, so we need to be, you know, mindful. So we've got 250 and we've already spent 95. We're now spent 10, so 145. Binder 1, quite often do this last because it sees what I've got, but I know I'm not really going to put much in. Emergency fund, I'm not saving. I could really take that out just now, but new appliances. Now I do need a new microwave. It seems to be, instead of pinging off, it seems to be dialing round the other side, so like I'm having things in for eternity. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. So I think we'll put £10 into appliances. So in here we've got binder 1, appliances, and I know that I'm not going to put anything else into any other ones for the moment, so put £10 in there. So a full amount of £10 going into binder 1. And then binder 2, we have holidays, electric, debt payback, and gifting, and bad bank. Holidays, I think I'm going to put £10 into that, because obviously we've got a reallocation of our leftover money. Some will go to the budget box, but some will go to holidays, and then we will have the emptying of Bethany's budget box as well. So binder 2, we have holidays. So put £10 in there. So the total I'm going to put into that is 10. So we go with 10. Okay, so that's how I work that page as well. So, and then we need to take another 10 off of there. So now we're going into birthday. So we don't need this page anymore, so I'm going to make it smaller. I hope this is understandable. I feel like I'm just waffling, really waffling. So then we have the binders. So I've got my Christmas one and my birthdays one off camera. So for birthdays, we need a dice tower and a dice. I'm going to roll that, and we got yellow. We're not yellow in ages, so we've got a yellow and well, that's why, because it's 15. Let's colour in yellow. So yellow into birthdays. Now that we're currently saving for December birthdays, so 15 is good actually, because we've got a lot of birthdays in December. We have to save £280 for birthdays in December, and we only have currently 10, 20, 30. So yeah, so 15 going into birthdays. And then into Christmas, we are on to a new, so I need to reallocate this, which I'll do in my whole reallocation video, but we're on to the mean one. And I've decided that each one's going to be 5, but I'm also going to put £10 into it this week, okay? I think I'll put £10 in each week for the moment and see how that goes. And that'll save 125. Because once we've reallocated this, I'm not sure how much more we'll need, so we'll need to figure that out. So £10 is going into Christmas. That mean one, sorry, is from Cashback Cute. Always the shiny, love it. So £10 going in there. So in total for my sinking fund savings, I know these ones are technically challenges, but you know, it's fine. So we have, I don't need a calculator, 10, 20, 30, 40, 55. So the 250 minus the 95 for this one and minus the 55 for this one gives us £100 to spend on challenges throughout the board, because this 150 is extra. So planner always gets 10, although it is, actually let's put 20 in because it is a 4-week month and we have 5 icons that we want to complete. So £20 in. 52 weeks always gets £10, and Tenner Tuesday always gets £10. So there straight away is £40. So we've got £60 left. So let's see what other challenges we are doing. So get the challenge binder out. This one is where the £150 is going. This one will be done next week once I know how much we are saving for October on the 1st of the month. This is a monthly planner challenge, so that it's got you save up to £50. You've got 5 little cows at the end of the month that you cross off. I'll show you on this page for last month. I haven't crossed them off, but there's 5 icons on the end of on the orange section, so I'll cross off 2 for this month for that one. This is the 52-week challenge, so £10 goes into that, and this is the Tenner Tuesday challenge, so £10 goes into that, and that is the money for that. We have one more of my Winnie the Pooh one from Sophia to do, so let's roll the dice for that. So it's a 6-sided dice. I'm tempted to do this one again, guys. I love it, but then I've seen so many other good ones as well. Wednesday plans has got her little caterpillar ones out, or glowworm ones, sorry. Oh, love it. I'm definitely buying that. So let's roll that. So we've got £1 in the first one, and we're going to roll it twice. So 1, and let's hope for a big number. 4. Well, that's good. That's £5 altogether. So this will also be reallocated, and I do think I'm going to do this one again because I really enjoy this one, and it's quite cute, and it's quite quick to do, especially if you're doing 2 at a time. So, and it'll be interesting to see how much we save, and I think it'll actually be not too shabby actually. So the Winnie the Pooh is saving me £5 this week, and then that's money for that. Got the hampers if we've got an extra £1 left over within our 250, so we'll come back to that. And then we've got the one from Abby at Little Moon, so we're rolling. I keep wanting to roll this dice, but the whole reason I got this challenge, other than that it's just beautiful, but it's because of this dice. I love it. It's so cute. So we're going to roll that. The last time we rolled, we landed on this, and it took us to this with the instructions. So let's see what we get now, and it is 1. So we're only going to save £1, but that's okay. So we are here. Will we roll it again? Is there any big numbers? Yeah, let's roll it again. And we got 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Don't think I want to roll it again because we've got a 12 there. Right, we'll leave it for a moment. We'll leave it. Well, it's only £2, guys. And we've got a lot of money still left. We've got £60 still left. Okay, let's do it again. You're all shouting at the camera, aren't you? Do it again, do it again, do it again. We got 1 again. Okay, so we're on here. So 1 again, and this is the frog extract, and it says go forward 2. So 1 and 2. Excellent. Thank you, Abby. So I am saving 12, 13 and 14, but it's still not really a huge amount. It's nothing to be getting too worried about. So we are going to go in with Witch Potion. And we're saving £14 there. Will I bring in this one? So minus 14. Yeah, let's just bring this one in. So this is from Grounded Budgets. It's roll of dice, and I've had this for absolute ages, so I do apologise, but it's just never been the chance to go in the book. So this is another one that's a bit like Winnie the Pooh. So you roll a 6-sided dice. If you look closely, the hands have 5 fingers and a thumb. Pretty cool. So you roll a 6-sided dice and you colour in the number of fingers that you land on. So I suppose if you land on a 5, you would colour in just the 5 fingers, 2, whatever, you know. And if you land on the 6, then you colour in the full hand, obviously, and you put in a £10 instead of the amount that's on the fingers. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 10. I think that's pretty cool. And again, apologies for not having this in the book sooner. So we've got our 6-sided dice. I don't need to do that. I can just put it straight in here. Oh, I was a bit excited about. So 2. So we're gonna colour this in my cash stuffing, but we've got £2 going into 6 fingers. I just thought this was quite cool for, you know, coming into Halloween, you know, with 6 fingers. So £2 going in there. Minus 2. So that leaves us with 44. So let's see what we need for Sophia's box that we can get in within 42. Because we're nearly done on this one as well. It's pretty chunky. So we have got some scratch offs, and we've got, in fact, I'm going to the post office this afternoon. I think I'm going to switch some of that coins out if I can find a wee coin bag. Is that one there? Oh, there we go. Put that there for now. Right, so let's do a scratch off and see. We might do 2 scratch offs and see what we land. So I'm going to go with this top one, I think. Trying not to scratch the number off. Well, I'm obviously going to scratch the number off. I'm talking rubbish. Ah, £5. So that's nice, a nice little one. I'm going to actually just take a bit of paper and write that down just in case. So putting £5 in. And then what else will we scratch off? We'll do this one. Oh, a 2. A 2. And that's confused me. We've got a 2. Will we do another one? We might come back to it. So we've only done £7 so far. Let's do a couple of these and see what we come up with. I'm going to use, not this dice, I'm going to use this dice because I coloured over the orange on this one in pink to make it pink to work for a different challenge, but it works for this one too. So let's see what we can save on this. We've got a couple of dots. So we've got purple, which is 3. So I'm just going to colour that in just now. We've got the pink, which is 1. I'm not saving very much on this one. I'm not even saved our £13 that we would normally put in. We've got yellow, which is 5. So that's looking a bit better. Where did I put my yellow? So 5. I should be maybe adding this up. Hang on. So 44 minus 5 minus 2 minus 3 minus 1 minus 5. So we're only at 28 still. And then we've got red, which is 2. Should have just taken all the pens of the right colour out. We've had quite a few reds actually, haven't we? Put that in this one. Another pink, which is 1. Another pink. I think we're going to end up having to do another scratch off. Oh, I nearly threw that over the table. And that's a purple, which is 3. I really want a green. Not had a green. Oh, you have had a green. And purple. Right. I'll do the last roll now. And we've got yellow. That's 5. So that's a good amount. A nice good amount. Right. Let's add that up. Hope I've written them all down. So £5. So we've got 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 5, 2, 2, 3 and 5. So we 28. That's what was left. Okay, so we had 44. £16 left. Right, we'll do another one scratch off of this. Where did I put my my scratch off? I don't know what I've done with it. Like literally, look at this. Literally just had it in my hand. Let's do this one. I think this is going to be a big number. 10. So we'll be finished this next week. I think we'll finish both of these next week. So 10. So for Sophia's, we are spending 28 plus 10, so 38. Did I add in? Oh yeah, my 5 and my 2 was just that one, so. So £38 going in there, perfect. So let's take all that away. It's 250 minus 95 minus 38 because I'm keeping that 150 out of the way. Minus 55 minus, I didn't add that up, 20 minus 20 minus 5 minus 14 and minus 2 leaves me with £1 for got the hump. Perfect. That worked out perfectly. Although I thought I had 44 left over, so I must have made a mistake somewhere. So that is us. So when I do my cash stuff in, I will add them in. When I do my cash stuff in, I'll do Bethany's budget box. And then I'll reallocate all the money that I have sitting in different places to be completed. And then obviously we'll finish Soph's box. We'll finish Soph's box and probably start her next one next week, I think. So yeah, I hope all that made sense to you. Probably didn't, but so 150 plus 38 is 188. So we've got 1, 3, 1, 2, 38 minus 188 is 1, 1, 2, 4, 38 minus 55 is 1069, 38. And then I still haven't added these up to anything. 50, 55, 59, 61. As 1, 0, 0, 8, 38, and then minus 1 is 1, 0, 0, 7, 38 that I'm going to have left over. And then that'll be for the first week. We've got to divide that by 3 weeks to make sure we've got enough money. And that gives me a total of £335 per week if I need it, which I won't because I'm only putting £250 away, and a couple of bills. So yeah, happy with that. I hope all that made sense. So sorry this is such a long video. Don't worry, it'll not all be like this, but thank you so much for watching. If you are still here and you're watching and you want to make a comment, then please put a heart of your favorite color in the emojis in the comments. Okay, take care of yourself, guys. Thanks. Bye bye.